sweet nation. You name the resources, waiting them don't benefit this nation. From independence to 50 years of celebration. Where they make you know what time it is? Yeah! Youth man, question time. Youth man, question time. If we learn for ask questions for things them where they happen now with sweet nation. You name the resources, waiting them don't benefit this nation. From independence to 50 years of celebration. Where they make you man and they think I'm say something for them better. Being still under British colonization. But man, they still not a question. Should be one of the richest countries in the world, but we still why we not a question? Why poor people just the poor? They rank and then they better. Why?
Yes, indeed. Good evening and welcome to a fresh edition of the program Question Time. We come to you. Good evening and welcome to a fresh edition of the program Question Time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Question Time, they come to you every Wednesday from 8 to 9 o'clock every Wednesday evening. And we will bring you this edition of the program Musa Kamara Naminim. Today, they look at the legal perspective or legal opinions them with regards the appointment or the proposed appointment of the ECSL chairman or the commissioner for ECSL, as we see the presidents being announced this appointment or proposal with consultation or with different political parties them with parliament for approval or not for be the chief electoral commissioner we na Edmond Alpha. Well, these appointments don't come with, or this proposal don't come with different shades of opinions. We get different perspectives. We get the opposition, we get the young position on them. We get the Salon Bar Association, we take position. And also we get the Lawyer Society, we get them position. And different advocates and people who are into electoral business don't take them position on them. But today inside the program, they talk to legal practitioners. Private legal practitioners them. For share their opinion as to what is the makeup of the appointment of Edmond Alpha as the Chief Electoral Commissioner. The program now Question Time. Inside the program, I want to welcome Moses Massa, Esquire, private legal practitioner. Good evening and welcome to the program Question Time.
Good evening and thank you for inviting me.
And also, are they expect for be joined at the studio anytime from now by Ibrahim Faya Sawane, member Law Reform Commission and the private practitioner. We for joining at the program anytime from now. The program now Question Time where they bring a Musa Kamara Naminim. I come to you, Masa. The appointment of the Chief Electoral Commissioner now one way you don't see and you don't get different position or opinion on them. For listeners and viewers of Question Time, what's in a Masa in position on the appointment of Edmond Alpha as the Chief Electoral Commissioner?
Yeah, thank you very much. For let us start, let people understand, say, this is not politics. You know, and this part of the world, which our democracy still they try for TINAP, you know, politics can always tense. So at this moment, we need to calm down the political questions. So presently, this discussion what they get now about this appointment is not about the acting Chief Electoral Commissioner. You understand? But it's about the timing of that appointment day. Not but no question in competence or in character. You understand? But what you the question now, what is some of us they call institutional sequencing. In other words, instead of you get a law where for regulate the conduct of the commission, president won't go ahead now because they're in power for appoint somebody where already the act before the law come into you get a new the amended bill ready before parliament now. You understand? So that they call it institutional sequencing because you know if you don't wait first. So now when we talk about election normally is not about whether the winner, but the one the way they lost, how they can for accept that result today. Say this result here was free and fair. when you talk about the Electoral Commission, not to any other state institution, not to any other state institution, institution way that the referee, now they bring, now they create the level playing field for them to get government their way with the democratically elect. So they act as referees in a political competition. Just like when you get football match, you know, both teams they get for trust the referee, for let them go at the pitch. But what we are seeing now in Sierra Leone, this new, this proposed appointment, is before the game is being played, somebody has been chosen for act as referee. Where presently there's a law where we still up and debate in Parliament whether we're going to make several adjustments, you know, for create that kind fairness, that trust, because in any democracy, the perception of neutrality is as important as neutrality itself, not only for believers, but it should be done. So the issue now is about the timing. Why timing at this moment in matter? Right now, if you look at what's happening in the country, with the will try for reform the laws then. You understand? For talk about the election threshold. Instead of we have 55% now, it's about simple majority. We want to try for get petition timelines. So we're going to do a quick. If you get doubts about the election, one challenge them within 3 or 4 days. Within 3 days, if you don't count, you action a court. Then it's about regulating the political parties them, and possibly forget appointment procedures. You know, I make one of the recommendations that this tripartite, this search and nomination committee. But what is happening now? One for can get somebody who is now acting as chief electoral commissioner. For they can be the chief electoral commissioner even before the act, this new Act 201 this amendment come into play. You understand? So the problem here, what we try for look at, we are trying to redesign electoral system. We move from constituency to proportional representation now. While at the same time, we try for appoint somebody who gets a fixed tenure. Because when they appoint you as a chief electoral commissioner, you are there for 5 years. Governments in, governments out, you are there until your tenure comes to an end. You understand, eh? So you can't choose somebody who can oversee or administer the new system where this new building the parliament they talk about. So it goes so funny for letting you know say this acting chief electoral commissioner who one can make substantive now go for appointment under the old laws with appointment for like can now act for like can perform now a new duty under new laws. You understand? So what people are saying, or what some of us are thinking, now what we call a legislative bypass. You know, in other words, we want to for ensure say we get still-term eligibility conditions them,
Yep.
and forget a balanced way for how they appoint we electoral commissioners them. You understand? But now, instead of we wait for that 10 day, the president now want come, of course, na authority, want can appoint somebody permanently. Where some of you look and say it's a bypass because the loophole here, what they look at, this new appointment now go dey under the present laws. Now, what you can do, if you can administer the new laws there, if that bill for pass in parliament. So, as I tell you, once you don't go through the appointment day, you cannot remove him. He's there for 5 years. You understand? So, that particular appointment day could be disconnected from the modern spirit of which that bill was passed in parliament. So, the other issue we're going to look at now what we call, because you read the argument about section 32 of the Constitution is about legal authority. So the tension there is about what the law is and what politics is. You understand? What we call political prudence. Section 32 of the 1991 Constitution say give the president power for appoint chief electoral commissioner and other commissioners them. Yep. But he said after consultation. What not clear to we, consultation with other political parties, whether there has been a consultation, because it should be after you don't consult, before you come with a name, say, and this person here, I want for me, Chief Electoral Commissioner. So there's a difference, a distinction between what is legal and what is prudent.
So for you, two things you get issue with. One, the consultation aspect.
Yes, whether it has been done.
But you see them copy other political parties and they are consulting with them.
No, well, that's not consulting. For me, I just inform you. Consult, you do it first. Behind us, we don't know the people you have in mind.
And for you,
after
there has not been consultation.
That's what I think.
Okay, and you also get issue that the bill they in progress now and the appointment has already been done.
Well, we now have an acting. You understand? But is yet to become the Chief Electoral Commissioner. So what would they say? President should have just waited, because there's already a bill in Parliament for look at all the issues that we get for the 2023 elections. But anyway, let me just finish this point on which I'm trying to talk about what is legal and what is prudent. I don't know if you remember, in 2016, Mr. Musa, we get this debate in this country about third term,
yes,
former president, EBK. I was one of those who argued that if you look at the law, Section 108, subsection 3, the president, it is legal for any president seek extension of in term, because they go to call 2 terms, whether consecutive or not, but it's entrenched. You don't go more than 2 terms. But again, the very law say if you want term, you put them into a referendum. But again, you have to look at what you call the political wiseness about it, whether it's politically prudent. For you come, say okay, you're not president now, time depend so you come back again, you say you can make a referendum, and we get issues with elections in this part of the country, part of the world, I should say. So that time there, you saw people in reaction say, no, we'll make you ungovernable, we will not allow that. But you have to look at the political realities. Say, no, Mr. President, you don't serve 2 terms, go.
Okay.
You understand? But you're not going to look at the law. The law say, I should, if I want, we'll put them into a referendum. If people in one term, I'll go in. So what we're looking at, that same lens the one we use in 2016 was about national peace, about the stability of the state, which is far greater than our individual interest. You understand? So what should be the question for Parliament when they exercise the oversight? Therefore, first of all, therefore investigate whether there was this spirit of consultation.
Okay. Whether
it was substantive, because I remember that we don't give time for discuss. They asked me that question. Whether it was substantive or symbolic, because you say they inform. So whether that inform, even a letter where they write to them, whether if you call them consultation or it's symbolic. You understand? So then another question also where people have raised doubt whether this current acting Chief Electoral Commissioner is a card holding member of the Shalom People's Party. That should be the function of Parliament for look into in political affiliation. Nothing stops a supporter of a ruling government for EDM institutions as long as you're Sierra Leonean, you meet the threshold. But you should not be a party card holder. That's a conflict of interest.
You suspect.
No, I'm not suspecting. I'm asking Parliament for do thorough investigation. You understand? Because as it is, when we get this acting Chief Electoral Commissioner, he's doing a fine job. There is no vacuum. So why rush? Why rush for get a permanent appointment now?
Okay, make our holiday and come with me other studio guest inside. And name now Moses Massa, a legal practitioner. We therefore talk about what in makeup of the appointment of the Chief Electoral Commissioner proposed Edmond Alpha. And I want to welcome at the program Ibrahim Faya Sawane, a member Law Reform Commission. Good evening and welcome to the program. Question time.
Thank you, Musa. Good evening, and good evening, listeners.
You pull out a position paper as to what makeup of the appointment of the Edmond Alpha's Chief Electoral Commissioner proposed, and consultation with the political parties and parliament approval, it will be substantive. What now that you position there for listeners and viewers of Radio Democracy?
Thank you. Firstly, I'm a member of the Law Reform Commission, but Adenaya not in the capacity as member of the Law Reform Commission. Adenaya in my private capacity as a citizen of this nation, we prefer an opinion or a position paper on the subject matter, the proposed appointment of the chairman of the Electoral Commission. So, firstly, we get a law in this country when the Constitution, when Act number 6 of 1991, now the substantive law, where they govern where they follow with respect to waiting we for do. The position of the Chief Electoral Commissioner or Chairman Electoral Commission, now one we provided for now the Constitution. If you look at section 32, subsection 3, I will read them for listeners, then I will continue. It said the members of the Electoral Commission shall be appointed by the President after consultation with the leaders of all registered political parties and subject to the approval of Parliament. Subsection 1 says there shall be an Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Before I go into my position paper, my brother Massa on the other side, he make two statements where I think we need for correct. He not unlaw it. It's a bill. There are proposed provisions in that bill, and he not get the force of law. So you cannot use it for decide anything at the moment.
But
One,
the question now,
why? No,
the question now, why? Yes.
Sorry. No, sorry. I had it. I hear clearly.
Massa, let's come.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had it clearly. It say it's a law. So we get the Constitution when at the law. We make provision for the arm of or agency day. Yeah. It also talks say the proposed amendment bill is it come with new functions for the electoral chairman, the head of the Electoral Commission. That again, I'm sorry, it's not true. The proposed amendment bill, amend the function of the Electoral Commission when at section 33. Amend them. So whoever the president appoints at the end of the day, the functions are still going to be the same as provided for in the Constitution. I will just need for clarify then two things then they. Yeah. Now
so before you make another point, quick follow up. Somebody they ask, or the plenty concern is that why is the president appointing now? Why not wait when this bill don't go through Parliament and become an act? They appoint under the now, then you appoint them based on the old law, where go function under the new law.
It's not an old law, it is the law. So law pull old and new. It is the law. Currently, there is no other law that gives the president the power to appoint the chairman of the Electoral Commission, and there is no other law that gives the president the power to appoint commissioners of the commission. What we have, which is the substantive law, now this now the law, until this law change, there is not going to be old or new. Now I come to the position about timeliness. If you look at the Constitution, it not show you any time when the president for do consultation. So are we saying let the president wait until Parliament pass this proposed law when will Parliament do that? At what time? Are we saying the president for hold on? I mean, enough for continue in constitutional mandate for appoint until Parliament. Are we saying the two arms of government are fused? No, they're separated. Because they're separated, the president in duty, based on the constitution, now for appoint after consultation. He has not appointed. Let us get that. If you look at the letter dated 10th February 2026, it says, I have the intention to appoint Edmond Alpha. Therefore, by reason of section 32, subsection 3, and they ask una the leaders of them political parties here for profile una opinion with respect to this person where I want for appoint. And the constitution not tell we how consultation they hold. Let us not add to it.
So you think anything will change that Edmond Alpha, because already the opposition, the main opposition don't get position and say this man now one way they think say be they part of the 2023 election we still get concerned, and also this man don't make a statement where they get concerned about where if that's the consultation that the opposition don't kick against the appointment. You think anything will change from this proposed or intention of the president?
Okay, consultation does not mean consensus. That's one. Number two, consultation not mean say if one political party not agree with the position of the president, then the president in decision not for hold. I will refer you to section 171, subsection 14. I please want for reader for the attention of we listeners then. Yeah, it say, where under any provision of this constitution, any person or authority authorized or required to exercise any function after consultation with some other person or authority, the person or authority shall not be required to act in accordance with the advice of that other person or authority, and the question whether such consultation was made shall not be inquired into in any court. So the president, according to the provision of the constitution, the spirit and the letter say consult. He is not bound. Let's note it. The constitution also they say he is not bound to go by the consultation he would have with those political leaders.
So you think the consultation really matter if the opinion of the one that we consult no matter at all?
That is what we have in the law. It matters if we for honor and obey the dictates of the law. He has to do it. Okay, the question where somebody go on for ask now that, has the president breached any of the provisions in this law by intending to appoint Edmond Alpha? If the answer is yes, then the president not get right for continue on, or if he continue, Parliament when at the arm where they look at the appointment of presidents gets the power for say, you not do what you supposed for do. We are going against your wish. So you ask me about my position paper. My position paper in summary, they say, one, now the president in power for appoint. Number two, now the president in authority in decision with respect to the provision of the law for consult with political parties. And number three, now parliament in right, in power, in function for vet the presidential appointee. And if parliament thinks say that presidential appointee they not meets the criteria we're supposed for be met for make it be appointed, then can refuse. He made mention about card carrying. That is the function now of parliament. Like he said, for look into it for know whether the appointee is a card-carrying member of any of the political parties. And I will tell you, say, if you even look at, that is by principle, that if you go head an independent institution, it behoves you for be apolitical. However, the constitution not make any provision say if you are heading the electoral commission, you should not be a card carrying member. If you did it, maybe brother or any other person.
So you think say if even Edmond Alpha, we just they say if he even gets party card, he qualify for all the position.
There is no law in the laws that
but what about
forbids it.
morality and the issue of trust?
Okay, there is a difference between morality and the law. We are discussing the law. When it comes to morality, we go look at morality. I am not saying he is a card carrying member.
No, nobody say that. We are just saying if that's the case. What about the concern of the opposition? You don't follow I wish I know say likely go don't see the letter. And some of the things that we mentioned in that the president will appoint while they still a review. Why the rush for propose for appoint?
I wish we could read the letter from the secretary for the president. If we read the letter, then you go see exactly say that position they is not correct. I want for appoint Musa. Political parties waiting on our views with respect to me appointing Musa as the head for 98.1. The president, he gets the discretion now for look at the position of all the heads of them political parties. He can say, well, I think what they say is good. And then they appoint Musa. And they appoint Yeno. Then I come back to them and say, well, when I say when I don't want Musa, now I don't appoint Yeno. Wait till when I say
you see any possibility of the president reversing the decision based on the consultation?
The president has not made a decision yet.
He not made a decision yet, but they make them based on waiting come out of the consultation.
And again, I said, he's not bound by the waiting they come out from the consultation.
Because the main opposition already kick against them. We get plenty civil society activists and the legal minds that don't kick against them.
Then all opinion matter, but what matters here is the provision of the constitution.
Okay, Ibrahim, make a lefidia come to Massa. Massa don't get from Ibrahim your submission. You concerned that the president don't appoint at a time when we still get a bill where they before parliament, where they get for debate and pass them, where they talk about the appointments and provisions them for appoint the chief electoral commissioner, and also you talk about the issue of timeliness, the neutrality of the chief electoral commissioner, and the issue of consultation. But you get from Ibrahim say, not to the consultation are one, but not bound let the president go by the consultation according to the provision of the constitution, and also no exists now where give the president power for appoint than the 1991 constitution, and the president go by that.
You see, it gets a lot of issues then, but we're not here to argue. So let me just educate the public small, yeah? Now, when you say there is no law, where they tell the president that one, so the question where somebody go ask, objectively, why do we now have the constitutional amendment bill? Why is it before parliament where this particular position is catered for in that bill? Then a mention another provision, section 17114. I think I beg to differ because political parties are different from persons or authorities. Yeah? So that particular provision, the way the code should not get any bearing here. Then the thing about talking about no law, how you appoint, there's what we call no law for let you be a party card holder, not for all officers. If there's no law, then why do we have ethics? So it's not about having a law written down on a paper. It behoves you for say certain things are not written, but what is expected of you. So if he is saying morality not even applying here, that's some other time. Now when they talk about I think they use some kind of language, a semantics, having intention to appoint. That intention has already been made. So the question is, why Edmond Alpha? Why not other person?
So you get an issue with Edmond Alpha?
Yes. Well,
why not Edmond Alpha for you?
I don't have an issue with his person, his competence, or his character. What I look at, why him? Because there is no law which tell you say for let you appoint chief electoral commissioner, that person must have served as electoral commissioner or for the work like the commission. No, the outgone Chief Electoral Commissioner Mr. Kone never worked at NEC before now. You understand? So why Edmond Alpha? Again, if you look at this issue about trust, Sierra Leone, we are a small community, small country. We interwoven to get this intertribal, network. The previous regime, 2018, appointed somebody from the southeast. What's his name? Mr. Ifali. Then he conducted that election. This government come into power. 2023, we get another appointment when from that same region there. You understand? So if we are trying to diffuse this suspicion of regionalism in our governance system, why go again for go appoint Edmond Alpha from that same region there? So you are now trying to say, apart from that particular area there, get other good people away, then at the other parts of the country where can even step in that shoe there. So you need to create a level playing field. You need to be seen to be neutral and respectful, and everybody, because when they vote in this country, we know they vote on tribe with the ballot box. You understand? And those votes are counted. And those votes, if we get away for identifier, it is cut right across. So when you want to make appointment, you get for weigh that, get for take that into consideration. The nation instability in peace is far outweigh.
And for you, the president for don't pick another person.
Yes, it should have. It should have, because Edmond Alpha has been a very fine person. He don't work on NEC for many years. But if you look at what happened in 2023, to date there are questions being asked about the fairness, transparency, and due process of that election. Well, lead to this tripartite. So if president wants to create that, you get for be what we call the fountain of honor, that unifier, not going to go choose somebody who am going to raise doubts about you. Yes, now authority, as the constitution say, remember I tell you now, when President Kuma, people have declared for short term. There are people in this country who say, will make it ungovernable. Some of us, if Sawane wants to know, I'll get an article. I was one of those who I looked at the law. Nothing precludes a president. Every president now, if he wants, he can table it. Say, me, I go short term. But again, you get to look at the political prudence. Is it wise? You follow the law all the time? It's not the law all the time. Now, what's good for what you call mutual cohesion? Let all day in peace. Oh, this one is beautiful.
Okay. Massa, make a only quick account to Ibrahim Faya Sawane. Sawane, look at Edmond Alpha appointment. I take you back when them being picked as the acting chairman. Been get a very serious when they been picked for commissioner now the southeast. Been get a very tough challenge in the parliament, and the appointments don't come with a lot of issues again within the opposition and other people. Why you think say people always get issue with Edmond Alpha appointments?
Musa, except you want me for be which man or. Because no. Firstly, I am not in their minds. I'm not in a parliament. I am not part of that lot where they raise their issues then they, yeah. But one thing where I go say, in natural, most times it happens. Within our society, we say most times if you are that strict, like with people, any teacher way so strict in a school, then they will say the teacher is bad. That is one. I just give you a scenario. So again, we can tend for say, no, he's too tough. So we may not need him. But not going too deep into that discourse because I don't know the mind, I will say the issues where then critics then they raise, if they touch and concern the law, Musa, I will come to this station and I will say it that Edmond Alpha, the proposed chairman of the Election Commission, should not be appointed and also be approved by Parliament. If they raise any issue where they say it don't break the law. Yeah, he also made mention about the 2023 elections. Now a law country this. Most times when you are dissatisfied, especially in elections process, there are processes you follow. Nobody, all those who are shouting and then they criticize and then they make innuendos or comments about the elections, none of them went to court to challenge the outcome of the elections. All of waiting and they talk, now based on reports and their own findings and say, this now it happen. And because this happened, this is wrong. Fair enough. We all entitled for do we get with opinions. But for let you get a very firm opinion supported by law, you don't go to court. I'll give example that over the years, you don't get the SLPP don't go to court, I think 2 terms, 3 terms.
Okay.
Then go in 2007, after the elections, we bring in President Anes Kuruma. They also go in 2012. It was interesting for no say, in all of those attempts, they were not even allowed to discuss the substance of the case, but they went. Why? Because the law say if you dissatisfied with the outcome of an election, that is what you do. Without diving too deep in that, my position paper, it's clear. It captures some of them queries then they. If I ask questions in the position paper and I answer some of them questions then they. Because these are things where I just be the think outside of the box. And honestly, I did not read the position paper from the All People's Congress. I think I look at the position paper from a group called Lawyer Society. I also look at the position paper from the Sierra Leone Bar Association. I look at them 2 papers then they because I guess they are from lawyers. Then I take a position as an individual and I say this is my own position with respect to this. So for me, once the president not done broke any law.
Now, you don't read all them positions then they. What are the legal issues in them positions then the way them people are the present?
One, the body way say then a lawyer society, then concern at timeliness. Also, then 2 position papers there, I'll tell you, they not say the president don't do bad. They not say the president don't break the law. They all 2 say, one, the lawyer society, they say, the timeliness, it will undermine the efforts of the tripartite recommendations and the Edmund Cowan constitutional review recommendations.
And you not think so?
For me, I hold a contrary view. I will come to that. Then the Bar Association also supports the position, say, make the president follow the dictates of the law. And also make mention of 171:14. So that's that in positions. My position now that you cannot handcuff the president, say no do nothing now. There is a bill already. In other words, they say that is what we are expecting to come into the fore. So don't do anything now. Wait until it comes. So my question is, why should the president wait for a bill that is still being debated in the House and they don't even know when that bill they pass? And mind you, the president is a member of parliament, but there is a separation of the powers of the parliament and the executive. You know the first
but not in a worry situation that we have a by-election or get an election. Election is 2028.
So why do we want to make laws when we are in worrying situation, Musa? Why would we want to wait?
Why should the president appoint? Why not wait?
Musa, this is also my question in answering your question. Why we want for wait for go at the eve of election for let we begin touch? You know, say there is a standard protocol ECOWAS where they talk say you know for touch any electoral laws. I think 1 year before elections you shouldn't, because you like shifting the goalpost, changing the rules before the elections. Why not do it now? Why do we want to wait and go to the eve of election? Then another set of people go begin say they want for disadvantage. We now make they don't change this. Now make they don't carry this.
We never talk about the reforms. We're talking about the appointments.
The appointment, it's part of it. You know, electoral processes, they begin from the appointment of officials of the elections.
And
office.
he thinks that the time against the president.
Well, I'm not saying time there against the president. I am only saying the president has acted wisely not for do this appointment at the eve of elections. Now we get some ease. We're not there into the electioneering process. 1 year, 6 months to an election, why would you want to touch the laws? Why not do it now? And he also made mention of he say if they appoint the man, it will be he gets fixed tenure. Yes, of course, that is what the provisions of the constitution say. However, there are also conditions in the constitution where you breach, you dey go. Then if you're not able to perform your function, you can go. If you resign, you can go. For misconduct, you can go.
Now, in your personal opinion, you think say Edmond Alpha will be the next chief electoral commissioner?
I can't proffer an opinion when it get for do with the power of the president and parliament for decide whether for accept or not. I will give an opinion with respect to decisions that have been made for know whether it is in line with the law. As to whether he is going to be the next electoral commission chairman, that is not for me to say, except I want for usurp the power of the president and that of parliament. I mean, a very lay person in this country, and not the parliament, me not a member of parliament, I not get that right for say he is going to become, and I also not get that right for say he will not become. But what I get when I write, when I the freedom for express myself like I they do so now, wait for write what I think, and for also say what happen, is they in line or in order in line with the law. That's my position. I beg dear man, not take waiting at the president or parliament they own.
Okay. Before I come to Massa, this is one statement where people get issue with Edmond Alpha, where even the opposition they mention that they make this is an interview with IRM.
2028, therefore, not really fair for 2028. 2028 is going to be just like any 2023, 2018, or 2012. The people don't see all. I mean, I don't see all. We don't see all things. Okay. So nobody they put fear in me. You already threaten myself by election business. This is not my game.
So this is an interview we do, and this is the concern of the opposition. If they say Edmond Alpha, according to them, say there is nothing that happen. 2028 is going to be like 2023. 2023 then get issue with them. Master, you think say this lead or let them raise eyebrow on Edmond Alpha, and it thinks say this go get a very serious challenge for approval?
Before I answer that question, I tell kindly, I just want to respond to my brother quick. Now, this acting chief electoral commissioner, what would they say? Let they for so, because this is a transition, yeah. So this transition not create any stability. What did they do? Now conflict prevention strategy they do. For me, it's a joy for hearing what they talk now. They say, look at the lawyers society's position paper. That group where some people in the category they don't label as illegal. That was quite interesting, Mr. Sawane. I like the spirit. At least you can confer, you can get a viewpoint from a group some people consider illegal, but I believe so. You know, they in that category. They
no, it's an illegal body.
No, well, so you see, I
reading. I can read. I'm
so
an intellectual.
Why do you need for look at somebody?
An intellectual can
illegal?
read whatever that
no,
he sees.
No,
because
it's
it
illegal.
helps you for form.
No, it's illegal.
No,
anything that is illegal.
It helps you to form an opinion.
No, it's an illegal body.
Nothing stops you.
All right, so I just
you didn't give credence to illegitimacy.
Then why you? So why you
reading papers? Nothing for do with intellectualism.
Okay, let's proceed. I know it's not illegal because no one has been arrested. And two, if Mr. Sawane talk about if that 2023 election, if you are dissatisfied about elections, people are supposed to go to court. The law is very clear. So, Mr. Musa, so you now see where they can land now. That's where you talk now. The law is very clear. The law makes provision after an election, all results must be published. But in 2023, nothing to date has been done. So how do you want people to go to court when results are not being published? You understand? So that is fine. So that thing about that recording, where you meant where Edmond Alpha has been alleged, so you see. I don't know what's the basis, the content, because now just one aspect, because you need to let you listen and through, for you for form and opinion. But if me I get faith, I get faith in politics. Mr. Sawane, of course, in the way to parliament, me no say this appointment, this, because if you look at the act now, if you shall having an intention to appoint, it's already an appointment until approved by parliament. Me no say it get for go through.
You convinced?
Of course, I don't there for over many years. I know exactly what obtains in our parliament. Now, this issue about Edmond Alpha in comment, where you say this 2028 get for look like 2023, and 2018, and 2012. Not so. So let's go now. I'm very critical now. Let's go now to 2012. 2012, when the former president won that election, and there are people who thought, of course, it was this who conducted the election. What's her name? Go Police. This SLP government then, now, most people did not, they get doubts about that election. It was questionable. But the guarantors of our democracy, international community, not me for another time. 2018, the opposition lost. They complained at the election, they get issues with them. The guarantors of our democracy had no issue with it. We get government. 2023, the guarantors of that election and people of this country had issues with that election. I call it cognitive dissonance. In 2018, those same group that were not challenged that result today, then they now question in 2023, they will begin frown at them, say, and they will begin call them other kind name. So if Edmond Alpha is now saying 2028, is that going to look like 2023? I will not put words in his mouth, but I will.
But there is a context, even when he say in terms of fairness, according to what he said in that short clip, he said nobody they create fear in my mind. It's going to be normal election like he used for me.
Well, for him, I don't know what is the new normal there, because elections, as far as we know, in this part of the country, then a good timeline. Then we can register, then they strain back for register. When they strain back again for register, when people are not strain for vote, they don't see results. It is painful. So some of them we'll talk about, but then state institutions there will get the constitutional role for maintaining peace and stability in this country should not be partisan. When the kind of country, we all feel them. So what we are asking for, create a level playing field. All these issues about doubt, no doubt. Me don't know why a government in this part of the world, when it comes to election, na gumble. Because if you do work well, why you need for worry?
Okay. Master make a holiday and they open the phone line on 077-981-981. Call and make a contribution inside the program question time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM 077-981-981. Call and make a contribution inside the program. We continue with the program. I look at messages the moon I don't send our Facebook page and also with 077-981-981. This one, they say, Mr. Man, at this point you just concluded that consultation is not necessary from your statement from Masare Papayo. Now we Facebook page. I get first call on the line. Your name and we set the call from. Good evening, welcome to Radio Democracy Question Time.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. This is brother Charles Mambu.
Yes, brother Charles Mambu. Your contribution?
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, I wish you for play Mr. Edmond in clip again, and you play an in full because I be done the that word. But most people. We don't limit the discussion and comment on 2023. In fact, now I don't read the clip that indeed Mr. Edmond did say 2012, 2018, 2023. Nobody not go put fear in them. You know, so this is very important. Unfortunately, many other people just they concentrate on 2023, as something when are the only. I think for some of us we don't be part of governance, advocacy, and monitoring across the world for the last 25 years. I don't monitor the election in Asia, America, Africa, even in the Arab world, which I can send forget some assembling of elections, some of we don't go there, like the hottest areas there. There is no election which is 100% complete, where any other person not the complain across the world. Even in America, we know Donald Trump in elections up to today, the Democrats then still they complain. However, I do agree with the position of both panelists that will therefore maintain the peace and unity of this country. And I think all of us as advocates, as media, those who are politicians, those who are analysts, that position they will all know for never, no matter who is in the seat of the electoral commissioner. So, SLPP under President Kababi appoint Christian Atop. He really appointed. We know we know the history, and some of we work with Christian Atop in a very difficult circumstances. Twice the election where SFPP, even though that they appointed, they lost. Twice APC win, 2007 and 2012. You understand? And of course, SFPP in opposition, they also complain. So it's not necessarily mean that when a party in governance appoint an electoral commissioner, that party is certain to actually win. What we should do now, let's continue to have confidence in the system and the law. Let's have confidence in the system and the law. The sooner we decide to interpret the law the way they see different from that what the Constitution says, then the better. So for me, I really want, for the first time where I don't hear that claim thank to 98.1 because I not be done actually hear now me cannot be done comment on that. But yeah, I want to thank the debaters, the panelists, and also want to thank Mr. Edmond for making it clear, that the year the way people they can say from 2007, 2012, 2018, 2023, that year no exist at all. This is a small country. We don't go through war. We don't conduct election through war. All what you in the area now, that's something for me here, but even for some of us, we don't fear at all because I know say 2028, by the grace of Allah, we make all of us, we therefore go through 2028 like any other elections will be done conduct under democratic system starting from 2012 up to now. So I want to thank my brothers and let uphold the law at all times. Let believe in the concept of the Constitution and let know say it doesn't mean say because President don't appoint Mr. Abu Edmond or what the President want Abu get demand get for go no they get for me within the confines of the Electoral Act. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we get plenty callers on the line, and they apologize. We limit you call to 1 minute, so other people will be able to call. You never also had a call from Question Time Radio Democracy.
Yeah, Malaika from Standards Forward.
Yes, Malaika. Your contribution?
Yeah, well, actually, watching people in the questionnaire, to me, your opinion, two things. One, the tripartite, what can the recommendations say? They talk about the how to elect or how to select the commissioner. So now amendment is on the way for how to select or elect the commissioner. So why the president not the wait? The amendment, then it rush for appoint somebody with a question mark. And the question mark will break on 2012-2018. Those elections were endorsed by people who came to supervise, observers. All those elections were endorsed. Unlike the 2023, where the question mark, where the one world, even the father of democracy, winner America, never congratulated any winner. And moreover, those who came to supervise to look after the elections, none of them were around when the announcement was done. And in fact, allegedly, the fathers of democracy, when America called the winner to stop to halt the announcement of the election, and he refused. So these are the controversies surrounding that election.
Okay.
People who came to supervise both local and international were not present. So how could you measure that election that the one where they come back there for Bill, they always pass? You tell me.
Okay, thank you.
This is the controversy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for call inside the program. 7798191. We get plenty callers them on the line. 7798191. Call and make a contribution inside the program. The program now question time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM 7798191. The number for call and make a contribution. This one from Elton Ali Sise now with Facebook page. They say the appointment of Mr. Alpha subject to Parliament's approval and the bill also subject to Parliament's before it comes to law. We entire eyes need to turn to Parliament for determining waiting right for the people. If not, them consider the people we vote them interest. I got a caller on the line. This call don't drop. 7798191. This one from Lamin Denke. Say Edmond said 2018 will not be different from 2012, 2018, and 2023 general elections. That message wasn't in place for someone supposed to head the institution. And this one says interesting conversation. At least make your point known. Get a caller on the line. You never who side the call from. Yes, you never who side the call from.
Mr. Mara, the call from Senator.
Mr. Mara, make 1 minute so other people will able to call inside the program. Your contribution.
Okay. Like when someone to summarize like 2012, 2010, 2012, we all been there. Maybe they tell them they examine they been bribed. They bribe them, but everybody thinks if we are being. Just how we tell us, say some people have been more opposition because let them be more opposition. Let them be fact, the same church up to now. They will continue with foreign peace. If you imagine what will be happy 2017, the back talk with the 2017, 2012, everybody like every SLB, like people that would be Tianga, it's like I pick Tianga, it's like peace before this. I swear to me, God, like peace, but then now that one, the later reform say, Crapataz, what go on the Crapataz, what going to be demanded, they want to become part, and not say what in patent to the crew, what in the reform people, they want to be part from 2007 to 2012 to 2023. But then now they decide, land what up to 2020. 2007, 2012, now already 2023, because SLP didn't talk. Then now, I'm talk, now they're not done talk. Now, Capitals call for voting part from 2007 to 2012 to 2023. Now, Capitals call for, they say what be done pass. And the way they will demand the car, they say with man, they can't pull the man. Now they say, no, we don't come for pull, we come for reform, what we don't have from 2007, 2012, and 2023. Because this is the cry for land bank, I don't have been doing, land bank, I don't have been doing, and Capitals and camp, they say, Lord, reform, what we don't have from the 3 years, from the 15 years we don't go, from Pakama time to this month. All man be not for be, all man be not to be in the election. But they made a church, they got another been a church, that's a church. All the time, 2023, 2023, what are they doing this? What is 2023? Capitals call for what we don't have from 2007 to 2012 to 2023. What do we know as a citizen? That we know.
Thank you very much for your contribution inside the program 7798191. We received just one call. We dropped the phone line. This one from Lamin Denke say it's not tough. It's not tough, but only trying to play out of the rules. However, will be difficult for him at this moment. The main opposition party are speaking in one voice. This is not the last call we will pick for the program because of time. 1 minute. Hello, you know where the call from?
I come from Godrich, Mexican.
Yes.
What are you saying? It's already a problem. Party by election, the young observer there, all the political party, observer them from internationally, then they come. Election
where see this happy with you go na a court. Particularly this election, the entire people they know for say not a transparent election. But what in this all what happened that because of the two political parties there. Because majority of them are so they do. Because now the thing is now we themselves to we the people there who will not get fairness with the game. Because they can't think they are all saying they say that's what happened from 1996 to 2023. At the same thing no more.
Okay.
Thank you. How we do things.
Thank you very much for Thank you very much for calling inside the program. We need to pick calls again. Plenty calls in the kind, but we'll not get time again. Ibrahim Fire Sawane, 30 seconds for round up. We'll not get better time.
Okay. Massa made mention of saying now one region we don't appoint electoral commissioners. Them. I be just one we get that corrected. Infa Ali Conte na Cambia Ekomot. Christiana Thorpe na Western area. James Jonah, Western area. Mr. Edmond Way na proposed is coming from the south. Kone, the previous one, now from the east. So it's so interesting for no say we've gotten a wide range of different people from different regions. So now left the regional discourse in talking politics.
Thank you very much for joining me inside the program, Ibrahim Fawa Sawane. Quick one, Massa.
Yes, just for conclude.
30 seconds.
Yes, elections, trust is key. Yeah. So what we are saying, this government will wait until that bill is passed before the parliament, because in order for cost government anything, we go stay away from political unrest.
Thank you very much for joining me inside the program, Moses Massa, private legal practitioner, and also Ibrahim Faya Sawane, and himself now a private legal practitioner. We will discuss the proposed appointment of the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Edmond Alpha. Plenty thank you will call inside the program. Plenty thank you to me production team, Cherno Jalo and Michael Sambola. And plenty thank you to DJ Cliff for in technical support. Mirikama Bangura for making us see live na Facebook. You will call thank you. You will not able pick call. We sorry. Next week we'll open the phone line as quick as possible because plenty calls them will not able pick inside the program. So tell them Musa Kamade say bye bye.
You know what time it is? Youth man, Western time. Youth man, Western time. If we learn for us questions,